Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to TMP Finance, where we make long and short-term investing simple. We're going to take a look at the NASDAQ today. It was a Monday today, and that means that the market did open, and I hope everyone had a great weekend, and I hope that you're able to capitalize on some of these great trades and great moves that the NASDAQ has made on this opening day. So that being said, let's take a look at the NASDAQ here, and what do I expect? Well, we are in all-time highs now, and we're currently above all-time highs by, let's see here, by about 2%, which is nice to see. You know, we're still seeing strength, especially on the Monday open. Now, what was my opinion here? We're definitely in a bull trend. I don't think there's any questioning that. I think everyone's agreeing for that. And I can expect to get to at least 24,000 according to my technical analysis here. But how high we go, sky's the limit. Again, I'm not going to cut myself short because some of these bull trends are extremely strong and you're making 30-40% in one move, which takes less than a year. That's just a matter of a few very strong months. So I think that we can see new all-time highs here. And if we don't get to all-time highs immediately, what can I expect? Well, this level over here, 22,100, has been an extremely strong trend line here, and this is a previous not only all-time high but double top. And I think that there is a chance that we could come back, retest this level, and then start to move up higher again. So it's not a question in my mind if we're going to move higher. I think we will, but it's just a matter of when we're going to move higher. So that being said, if you have to place a position now from the NASDAQ, I would recommend waiting for this retest here. I think that is very, very possible. Like, I'm saying like a 99% chance that eventually we're going to come back down and retest this level, and then we're going to bounce it off extraordinarily. And we can just see that happen when we see these major all-time highs in the market. Like, let's take a look at the 2022 all-time high over here, sitting about 16,800. We can see that even though we moved up a massive amount of percentage points in the NASDAQ, let's just see here from 2023 to 2024, we were able to move up 112% from the bottom. And even though you could have been, oh, we're so overextended, you know, and we moved up so much, we're probably going to continue to move up and whatever, we still came back down, retested that level in this previous bear crash we had, and we moved up. And that can be seen from multiple examples in the NASDAQ. You can do your homework there. But for such a significant level like this, it's a matter of time before we come back and retest. And I'm not saying that I'm bearish on the NASDAQ. I'm just saying that's typically how it goes there. So that's my thoughts for the NASDAQ there. Let's take a look at Apple over here. Or actually, let's take a quick look at the heat map over here. Everything's been pretty strong here. Google is a little bit weak, but nothing concerning considering how much they've been moving up this past week. But Apple, I'm really liking Apple here. And why 2%? It's not a crazy amount. However, if we take a look at the analysis over here, we can see that this is a higher high compared to this previous high here. And I'm really liking to see some strength in Apple, especially after we broke out of this downtrend line over here, and especially as the Bollinger Bands are getting tighter. So we didn't close above the upper band, which would have been perfect, but we still are showing a lot of strength here, and I think that this is a very good contender for Apple to continue moving up higher. I think $220 per share is a very accurate or a very conservative price target for Apple. I think that we can reach 236 by the end of the year, 237 by the end of the year there. But I did place a trade on the TMP Discord community, and that link for that is in the description right now. You get access to all the trades I take, including stop loss, risk allocation, and also free one-on-one sessions too. But when it comes to Apple, I did place a position about here. And right now, we're currently up about 6% in our position there. And that's not the only stock that we're up when it comes to just our stocks as well. We just closed a NASDAQ trade for about 7% on Friday, I believe. And then for Google, we're also in a position here, and we were very, very close to reaching our take profit over there. I think tomorrow or the day after can be a good way for us to reach that 182 price target. But we're up an extraordinary amount when it comes to Google over here. Let's just see how much. About 5.6% on the chart. So if you do the math, we'll call it about 5.7% times 3. We're currently up 17.1% on Google. We're currently up 6% on Apple, and we also placed a trade here for UNH. And UNH, this is kind of a gamble, I'm not going to lie, just because it dropped so much. But what I am seeing here when it comes to technical analysis is a very strong bottom over here, a very strong support level, and a very strong bottom as well over here. So my position for UNH was very, very simple. I was placing a trade while we're at 299, and we're currently at 311. So if you do want to take a look at the percentage that we moved up, 3.9%. So after our leverage, you can call that, let's see here, about 11.7%. So we're definitely crushing the stock market here, and I'd love to see this trade cash out. UNH again, I think this is a very cheap price here at 240. I don't think we're going to move lower anytime soon. And again, this is just bad publicity. I'm not saying that I agree with what happened with UNH, but I'm just saying overall they are an extremely strong company. If you just take a look at, just take a look at the earnings here. Nothing but green, nothing but green, nothing but green. And just take a look at the growth. This is like exponential growth over here. I mean, I think this is just a very bad hiccup and a very bad play of events when it comes to UNH and being a shareholder for UNH. But I think that right now this is breaking the trend by far, and we are extremely low. And I think this is a great time for the market to come back and rebalance back up to about $600 a share eventually. I'm not going to say that's going to happen in a month, not saying 2 months. I want to say maybe about a year or a year and a half, but essentially that's still 100% gain there, and that's before leverage as well. So I think this is a very smart position to take for UNH, and I do believe that they will be recovering as well. When it comes to the NASDAQ, we're currently up about 165% year to date, and when it comes to our stocks, just this week alone, we're probably up about 40%. So if you are interested in learning how to become a sustainable day trader that is unbiased and doesn't really care or listen to the hype, come take a look at the link in the description, wap.com/tmpfinance, and from there you'll be an exclusive member. Join a sick community of people and get all the insights for everything that I do. But anyways, that's gonna be a wrap for today's video. Thank you very much for tuning in, and I will see you tomorrow. Later.